Hey guys, welcome back to the Quad Stop. So had a subscriber get a hold of me, says he's got a pretty cool little quad. We're gonna go pick up a little Honda 300EX. So we're gonna go ahead and run down the road. It's about an hour away, and we're gonna go pick it up and see what we got. Okay guys, so we went down, we got it picked up. We're gonna head back to the shop now and get it off the truck and see what's going on with it, take a look at it. It did start up and run. It's got some issues. We'll have to take a little bit of extra care to correct some of it, but I'll give you a little sneak peek. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and get back to the shop and get it torn down. Okay guys, so we made it back to the shop, we got it unloaded, and here's what we ended up with. It's a 1994 Honda 300EX. Looks like it's not in bad shape. Looks like it's got a new seat cover on it. It does have brand new tires on it. So the subscriber I picked it up from says that it was running, it was doing fine, and it had some sort of a leak. And then for some reason it wouldn't start again. So he and I talked about it. He gave me a really good deal on it, so we went ahead and picked it up. So what we're gonna do on this one here is we're gonna try to do a budget build, but for somebody who wants to run in trails. So we have a series down here in Florida called FTR. They do a lot of hare scrambles. And what these quads are really good at, the 300s, they're a little underpowered, but what they do make up for it is they're small and they're nimble, and you can really fly through the woods on these. So we'll just go through this real quick and we'll kind of take a look at what we've got, and we'll make a decision on how we want to move forward on it. So looks like we got a little bit of a handlebar problem here. Looks like the stem is straight, but the bars are really bent. Go under here and take a look. Looks I mean, it's not horrible. We got a bad ball joint down here. The rest don't look horrible. We'll test them out and make sure there's no play in them. We'll go through. I think we're going to be able to save the plastics. They're in really decent shape. They're not really tore up too bad. He did put a new seat cover on it. He said he didn't have a pneumatic stapler, so he did it by hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off, and we're going to see if we can't stretch it and get a pneumatic stapler and go ahead and get the seat cover tightened up. So he said it wouldn't move and that there was an issue. So a normal common problem with the 300s is that this gear right here, the shaft will actually start to, it'll strip. So what a lot of people do is they'll go in and they'll weld these in so that they don't have to replace this shaft right here. But I think this one here had started to spin. So when I got it off the truck and I got it to start, it actually started, and I put it in gear and it wouldn't move. So we pushed it into the shop and found that this gear, the shaft was actually spinning inside the gear. So we took the cover off, and we found that the retainer that goes around this, and I'll show it to you here in a second, the retainer that goes on was completely stripped. So there's some damage to the shaft right here, but I believe that it's caused from the retainer that sits on the outside from either coming loose and not pushing the gear back on. So the gear doesn't look horrible, but we are going to go ahead and we're going to order a new gear anyway. That way there we've got as much metal as possible to work with. He also said that there was a leak coming from behind here, but it looks like somebody tried to fix the case right here with something, maybe JB Weld or something, but the case doesn't look cracked. It looks like they were just trying to fix an oil leak. So we'll get the cover removed, take a look back there, and get it resealed and put back on. We'll probably go ahead and repaint it and refinish it. I am super OCD about something being taken apart and put it back together without taking the time to clean it up, repaint it, or powder coat it. But I understand if you're on a budget, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And we're going to try to do this, like I said, budget friendly. Looks like they tried to do some aftermarket bars on here. They've got some square stock welded right there. I'm not 100% sure what that's for, but we'll get that removed. The steering stem, again, doesn't look bent. It doesn't look like it was abused. It just looks like maybe somebody didn't know how to maintain it or repair it. So that's not always a bad thing. That's kind of why we do these channels, so people understand. It did have a chain on it, but he said that the chain kept coming off, and it would come off from the rear, and we couldn't quite figure it out. And then we went ahead and took a look, and as you can see, the whole swing arm is loose. So that's usually, the swing arm bearings go bad, and there's not really a whole lot you can do other than pull the swing arm out and replace it. And since we're going to have the swing arm out, we're also going to go ahead, we're going to put a new carrier in it. Basically take care of some of the small things that can be fixed, as long as you know that you have the right hardware, etc. So it does have, he said it has a 330 big bore kit in it. Not 100% sure. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look in there. We'll break down we'll pull the head and see what's actually going on in there. It does have a little tick when it runs. That could be as easy as a valve adjustment. It does have an HMF slip-on it. It's going to need a little bit of cleanup work, but overall it's not in bad shape. The pegs have definitely seen the days. So these extenders here, once they're straightened back out, they actually do quite well. And it's just to keep your boot from slipping off in the corners. We'll go ahead and get some new Nerf bars ordered for it. I think we're gonna change to a fat bar on it. We are gonna set it up again, like I said, for trail riding / cross-country type hare scrambles. And that's basically where we're gonna go. It is like I said, it's a 300 EX. It's an electric start. It does have reverse, so very handy in the trails. And I think it's going to be quite a bit of fun. So I think this is going to be one of those really nice, quick builds, inexpensive. We'll go through as I go. I'll go ahead and let you know. I'll give you links of the parts that we use and their pricing. But hopefully, this one turns out to be real fun to do, and we get you guys some good stuff to watch.
Hey guys, just wanted to add a couple of things at the end of this video. Market value is set by the buyer, not the seller. So as people are starting to ask more and more money for parts and quads and bikes and everything else, if you're willing to pay that price, that's what's setting that market value. So make sure you do your due diligence, make sure you get the best deal that's for you, and shop around. I can't express how much I've saved by shopping around. I've wanted to do a 300X for a little over a year now. I did one for a friend of mine and it turned out great, but the prices were way too high on used 300Xs, so I just simply waited, and we got this one at a very good price. So they're there, you just have to be patient. I want to give a shout out to a couple of guys. Mike Sabo, he's been keeping it real, and he will tell you 100% what something costs and what he's got in the bike, and he keeps everything above board. And the guys over at Square One, they also are very good at keeping everything above board. Likewise, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna let you know what we pay for a bike, how much we have in parts, what we're going to do with it, if we intend to sell it, if we intend to keep it. I'm pretty sure we have one that we're going to probably give away in the near future here. So just stay tuned, give those guys a shout out, take a look at their channels because they're fantastic. They've got great content. And if you have any questions or comments, just let me know. Go ahead and make a comment down below. I'll make sure I get links to everything that we do. And again, I appreciate you stopping by the channel, and we'll see you again.